Well, hello. It's been a while. So, just some words of wisdom today. One of them from one of my favorite coaches. Success isn't measured by money, power, or social rank. Success is measured by your discipline and inner peace. That was Coach Mike Ditka. First Ditka was a Chicago Bear. He was not only a coach, but a player. Yeah, but who I want to talk about today actually is somebody that probably all of us know or have heard of. Giovanni de Pietro de Bernardone. He was born in 1181 and died in 1226. I think most of us know him as St. Francis of Assisi. And he was born into a wealthy family. His father was Italian and a silk merchant. His mother was a noblewoman from Provence, France. So, as you can imagine, being born into a wealthy family, he had all the spoils that he would ever need. And he partied, loved life, worked for his father. But it wasn't fulfilling for him. He felt like there was something else in life. And so, even though he enjoyed the partying and the frivolity and the great clothes and stuff, he heard this calling from God to rebuild his church. Now, all of us have a story to tell, but what would it be like to give that up? Can you rewrite your story of life and give up that? Well, St. Francis did. He heard God call him to rebuild his church. So he did. Just down the road from his home was a structure, and he rebuilt it. But God had other plans. And he kept telling St. Francis to rebuild my church. So it was more than just a structure. It was the faith and religion. So throughout St. Francis' life, he ended up founding the Franciscans, which is an order of friars and nuns, and also a religious group. And what I know of them, and I'm no theologian on this, is that they live a life of poverty to an extent, and give away and help the poor and the needy. So he built his life on that. That was his life story. He heard God calling and he responded. How do we respond? What's your life story going to be? For that matter, what's my life story going to be? And I like to think I'm a good Christian, and I try. I fail miserably. But I do love my family, my friends. I hope you remember me fondly. So what's your life story going to be? How will you respond? And as Coach Ditka said, success isn't measured by money or power or social rank. Success is measured by discipline and inner peace. So, as always, love you. Hugs and prayers. Oops.